WEM APAC exists to accelerate the business velocity of enterprises. We are all about helping enterprise negotiate the move of the IT from the periphery of the organization to the heart of the organization. APAC, the leader in no-code and low-code across Asia Pacific. We want to inspire enterprises as well as individuals to innovate. We enable enterprises to excel in innovation. Every idea can see the light of day. We journey with enterprises as they go through the world of digitization, be it modernization of hundreds of applications or just adding one feature to an existing application. We believe in a world where software bots will be part of the enterprise workforce, doing the mundane repetitive works. We help enterprises leverage automation.
present all across Asia. Our digital factory of WEM APAC is present in 4 countries. We are present in Australia, India, Myanmar, and Cambodia. And then through these 4 countries, we build a digital factory with multicultural resources, and we bring cool solutions to our customers. With speed, business velocity is the thing which we do.
I appreciate our channel partners for their great contribution for rapid business growth. I'm very proud to work with many highly skilled with extensive experience partners across each country and industry to provide excellent enterprise digital transformation services with exceptional customer experience. I'm strongly confident that WEM APAC will exponentially grow with our partners with a full of expertise.
So WEM is all about applications, and the benefit of WEM is it allows you to develop applications very quickly. You can do quick previews, and that is exactly what today's CIOs are looking for. We have many solutions for different verticals, whether it is banking or automotive or insurance or manufacturing.
We're seeing a lot of excitement among prospects in India for WEM's no-coding platform. We're also seeing a lot of excitement among SIs to partner with us to take our no-coding platform to various industries. I think this is exciting times ahead, and I wish really great success to the WEM family, and thank you so much.
Looking for digital transformation, worried about the time taking and resource? Welcome to WEM, our leading no-code platform which is secure and provides and can convert your complex business logic with 10x speed along with Akabot, the RPA solution.
We really cherish all our partner relationships and would like our partners to grab as many eyeballs as possible. And to ensure that this happens, we conduct a lot of tailor-made programs like the 45 Possible program, a lot of joint marketing, press releases, announcements, panel discussions, and the like. WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC. I am WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
I'm WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
I am part of No Code Revolution at WEM APAC.
Hi, I am WEM APAC.
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 I am WEM APAC. I am WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
I am WEM APAC.
Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome and welcome to WEM APAC 45 Possible September edition. My name is David Lee from WEM APAC, responsible for channel sales. Today, Digiformer will take us to unleash the power of SNS login by WEM. Digiformer is the master reseller in Korea and growing super fast. Now I'd like to invite Scott to tell us more about Digiformer SaaSLab. Scott is the CEO of Digiformer and has 30 years or more of IT experiences as former country manager of Salesforce.com, Pivotal, and country head of Cloud Apps at Oracle. Well, before I hand over to Scott, if you have any questions during the session, please write your questions in the chat box or send an email to WEM APAC. Now, I would like to introduce Scott. Please, Scott.
Thanks, David. Hello, everyone. This is Scott Lee, the CEO founder at Digiformosastream. I'm very honored and very exciting to share my team's experience and knowledge through the WEM APAC 45 Possible webinar. Digiformosastream is the supporter to the SME customer with a SaaS and platform in Korea basis. We only have the 16 months business. However, we have more than 10 customers now and support their digital transformation journey with a SaaS and platform, include WEM no-code platform. We are pioneer and evangelist of no-code platform in Korea with a WEM. Especially, we got great success story in Korea, which is the cosmetic platform company. Company name is CTK. We delivered the CTK cosmetic digital business platform with a WEM only 3 months from the setup strategy to finished development. This was significant result. How we could? Everyone knows about no-code platform capabilities. I'm truly believe market be changing, everything be changed. Customer business has to changing now with a digital generation. Otherwise, they cannot survive anymore. That's why we have to keep customer digital transformation success with a WEM. Thank you and enjoy today's session with the team. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Now, I'd like to invite Jay. He's the head of marketing, who will guide us through to today's session. Hello, Jay.
Hi, David. Hello, everyone. This is Jay, General Manager at SaaSLab, the host for today's webinar. Nice to meet you all. SaaSLab, as Scott mentioned, is the first B2B SaaS marketplace in Korea. It has made a dramatic improvement in UI, functional-wise, and more updates are on the way, thanks to our skillful WEM engineers. Let me introduce you to our WEM engineer, who is going to show our distinguished guests on how you can connect social login function in your marketplace. Ian, the stage is yours.
Hi, I'm Ian from Digiformer team, as Jay mentioned. Today, I'm gonna talk about how to integrate with social login on web application of marketplace. It will be separated into 4 sessions to develop the web application. First, I'm gonna build a login view and create a database to store user information from resource server. Second, I will implement Google login functions that you have used frequently by using Oauth 2.0 technology. Third, same with the second module, I will implement another function of social login. It's KakaoTalk, the Korean version of WhatsApp, the most popular application in South Korea. Finally, I'm gonna develop a function that you can add to my cart with user information through social login. Integrating social login with your web service has the advantage that you are able to use the user information on your service. Now, let me take you on how to build a login view and database at the first session.
Okay, thank you, Ian. As Ian mentioned, he'll be building a login view and create a DB to store user information from the resource server. Here we go. While Ian is preparing the first session, let me briefly explain the concept behind the social login. I'm going to share a story with you. Tom, whose account has been hacked recently, is quite vigilant about online security. Then Tom comes across an attractive site named New Marketplace through an online event he recently participated. But due to his recent misfortune, Tom is reluctant to join this fabulous site with slow credibility. Is there a solution for Tom without risking the security issue? To help Tom out, Social Login is here to save the day. Yes, WEM provides a template named Basic Authentication v2020, which allows automated login. But most of the online shopping malls and sites are utilizing social login these days. So adopting social login is not a matter of choice, but rather a mandatory requirement in the digital era. In order to utilize social login function, understanding Oauth 2.0 is the key. For those of you who are not familiar with the terminology, this is a concept. It's a technology that enables Tom to access low credibility sites with the least amount of required information. This limited amount of information will be provided from the sites Tom has already joined, such as Google, where Tom can trust. So in this case, New Marketplace will request certain information to Google under the consent of Tom. Once Google confirms it, they will provide New Marketplace an access token, which includes the least amount of information New Marketplace requested in order for Tom to join. And with this access token, Tom will be able to log into New Marketplace without risking any security issues. OAuth access token includes an access authority for the user, and it is highly credible security-wise. Access token used here uses JWT or JSON format, and OAuth 2.0 you're about to see is simply referred to as OAuth in most cases.
Thank you very much, Jay, for a clear explanation. Well, I understand that Digiformer has started the business just over a year ago, and business is growing so fast. I'm very interested to hear more about what is your business driving force for the growth for a year and a half of your company?
Okay, well, first of all, it's really nice of you to put it that way. But I have to agree, we're growing at a high speed. The revenue looks very promising. And the driving force, well, there are a couple of factors behind the numbers. First, our executive board, Scott, who you met earlier, and the members have decades of experience in the IT business. Their insights derived from their experience guide us each step of the way, as well as the network they possess to help expand our business. Second, our enthusiastic employees, young and talented, mostly in their 20s, are working and learning the work at an incredibly high speed. They're mostly graduates from college, average working experience less than a year, but they're contributing a huge part in projects already. So really, salute to our employees at Digiformer SaaSLab. Last but not least, our team chemistry amongst teams. Since we're on multiple projects and mostly working from home these days, It's essential for team members to communicate efficiently, as well as looking out for each other. In order to lift everyone's spirits, the executive members and team members take good care of each other. Despite the project be challenging, everybody feels a sense of belonging for their roles in the company. No, Salesforce and WEM also playing a big part, but I'll get to that later. And the door is really open for anyone and everyone who wishes to join us, as we currently have overseas engineer. Let's check with Ian. I think you're almost done there. Are you, Ian?
Yeah, I'm ready to explain for the first section is done. What I developed is a simple login view using basic components provided by WEM. Google and Kakao login function will be built and linked to the new flowchart with 2 buttons. WEM platform can be compatible with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are the basic languages of web screen implementation, so that you can add style and script to make the screen look better if you want. After this, I created data list, which is the user database, to store user information, and also created email and profile fields. When you are logging, you also have a session field to stay in session information. Next, to place the login and logout function in the header, navigation was created and connected to each flowchart. For the next session, I'm going to develop social login, which is one of the most popular websites in the world, as fast as possible.
Okay. As Ian mentioned in this session, he'll be implementing Google login functions based on users' request by using Oauth 2.0 technology. During this session, I want to share a bit about our company and project we've engaged. Digiformosastream is a startup in Korea, founded in June of 2020. We have a mission to support Korea's small and medium enterprises in Korea's digital transformation, from digital consulting to managed service through various projects according to customers' requests. In December of 2020, the very first B2B pure SaaS marketplace platform for enterprise, SaaSLab, was launched. As of September, SaaSLab possesses 56 SaaS solutions, has nearly 3,000 subscribers to our newsletter, and 20K accumulated visitors. We're still growing. So if you're a vendor with a fabulous SaaS product and want to find a way to access Korea market with minimum risk, do contact us during or after this webinar. Okay, now we're gonna pause for a minute with the screen so we can share the SaaSLab and CTK clip site just for a minute. So Ian will not be developing at this period of time. So, okay, there's no trick on this. We're just giving you a heads up for it. So this is our SaaSLab, the marketplace homepage. As you can see, there will be a list of promotions and sites, the products we partner with. And as you can see, under the category, no load platform, you'll see WEM. If you click onto it, you're going to see the detailed pages, all the information that you need to make in order to consider purchase or adopting the solution. Okay, next we're going to get to show you a CTK clip, one of the projects we've engaged in. As you can see, the feature is very like Pinterest. We're going to get to the details later, but the whole idea is for a visitor to actually customize their product by selecting the ingredients and package and customize it and be able to produce the actual item based on your ideas. So we're going to get to this later on. So it was just a preview, and the links will be shared with you after the webinar. Okay, yeah, Ian will now go back to developing again. Okay, so CTK Clip, you've just seen on the screen, is a purchase solution for CTK's non-contact sales tool. The purpose of this project was to assist CTK's potential clients to establish their own brand online. CTK has been participating in offline exhibitions to meet potential clients, but as you're all aware, COVID-19 has stimulated the demand for online purchase solution. Under these circumstances, where CTK cannot meet overseas potential clients, they sought a breakthrough by creating an online sales platform where the potential client can visit and customize the ingredients and package. Digiformer developed the platform accordingly to meet CTK's requirements to ultimately lead to an actual production. Moreover, the platform was developed for web and mobile to increase user convenience. CTK Clip was planned last October and launched this March. This period includes designing, publishing, developing, 2 testings, and a QA. But the actual developing process was done in 1.5 months with just 2 WEM engineers. Compared to the traditional coding process, it is extraordinary, I must say. Through CTK Clip, potential clients can now join the site, save their customized products, and go on a live meeting with CTK employees with the customized product they have saved. Through CTK Clip, there was a significant increase of CTK's clients compared to the exhibition they participated in the past, not to mention the explosive inquiries for consulting. And of course, CTK's satisfaction is beyond expectation. Through the previous project success with Digiformer SaaSLab to digitally transform their culture, CTK is currently under another project with us to launch a new platform, including new services. Now CTK not only aims higher in sales revenue, but is seeking to become the leading company in the cosmetics industry. Digiformer SaaSLab has been a major contributor to CTK's success through WEM and is assisting more customers' successful digital transformation journey.
Wow, that's great, Jay. Thank you very much for sharing actual applications that you guys been developed and it's in production. Well, it's there's so much greatness in the application. So my next question is, what is your vision going forward, and how you look at the partnership with the WEM, and how do you see WEM compared to other technologies?
Our partnership with WEM certainly plays a big part in our vision going forward. It is proven through various projects that WEM not only helps us save time and manpower, but it also, what it comes down to is that it reduces CTO at the end of the day, period. And especially for a startup like ourselves with limited resources, time saved by implementing WEM can be converted into more projects. We're not going to compare any other technologies here, but I can be sure about one thing, that WEM is essential in an ever rapidly changing environment. And that is why we're proud to be the master reseller of WEM in Korea.
Well, that's great to hear that. So, I mean, great to hear that you have actually reduced the cost and resources and times with the WEM.
Mm-hmm.
So how much practice did the team have to do this?
To do everything.
Yeah.
we were given less than a month of time to prepare for this webinar.
Wow.
Yeah. So when it was presented, it was like, wow, really, seriously. But you know, we came to our senses pretty quick. We spent the first week trying to decide the topic and how to execute it. And once we got the outline for this webinar, we went straight for preparation. I mean, Ian put a tremendous effort trying to reduce the time to develop each module, while I had spent countless hours trying to understand the technology behind it. We communicated in between to check on the progress and had 2 internal rehearsals, not to mention 2 rehearsals with WEM APAC. So to answer your question, we spent nearly a month to make it work. We just hope our hard work is paying off, and the audience here will enjoy and get the most out of this webinar. And due to our you know, because we've kept on practicing this for a long time, Ian makes it look so easy, but you know, but really, did not try this at work, since Ian is highly trained for this session.
Okay. Well, that's excellent to hear that. I mean, you know, your developers are junior, and you know, you've made such a great application that is in production. So not only it's going to be only the WEM. So for the CTK project, is there any other integration for extension to make it, you know, to fulfill customers' expectation?
Well, David, there was a demand for customers to easily find a product with keywords in order to find out cosmetics trend. So we integrated with Elasticsearch to enhance the search function. It was done with the technical partner with WEM in India. We also integrated Salesforce for CTK Clip to automatically forward inquiries so that employees could respond to inquiries real time. This automatic process with Salesforce certainly improved customer experience overall. What we learned through it was simple. We were able to reduce the API integration time with WEM compared to the period other SI offered. So yeah, I see Ian is giving me the looks. So how are you on the progress, Ian?
Thank you for waiting for me while I build it. Let me explain this in more detail. You can set the Oauth 2.0 authorization node using the function of the web service that is basically provided by WEM. As I implemented the function of social login, it is difficult to know what value should be inputted to the endpoint URL, but you know, it is easy to find all of information on the API documentation for Google developer. So you just can input the authorization endpoint and talk endpoint through reading Google developer documentation. And for the next, in case of scope, you can add the function that you want to get user information or function from the resource server. For example, if you want to add the schedule to Google Calendar in the client server, such as a marketplace, or modified it, you can find it in the documentation and just enter what you want. And next, I created a project in Google Cloud Platform in advance to use the Oauth function. You have to enter the client and secret information imported from GCP to obtain the access token value. And also you can get user information from Google server using an access token that can be an access key. If you send the request with a URL and access token to log in through the HTTP GET request node that you created, you are able to get user information by response. And user information is received in JSON format using the import node to take the data that developers want, email, profiles, and email verified, and store it in marketplace database. At this point, you are able to implement a more secure system by implementing a verified field that verifies whether the mail is correct or not, and the process of verifying that user database has a duplicate account. For the next step, let's build Kakao social login function, which can be referred to as WhatsApp Korean version.
Okay, thank you, Yang. Okay, if you did not understand 100% of Ian's explanation, don't worry, you're not the only one. Okay, while Ian is developing SNS connection for Kakao Talk, just like he did with Google in the previous session, I'd like to talk about the synergy between Digiformer and WEM. As many of you are aware, WEM is a powerful no-code platform which enables engineers with low proficiency to deliver results in a relatively short time. That is, compared to traditional coding method. Yes, engineers with low proficiency and developing period reduced means lower TCO. And lower TCO obviously means more profit for developing companies and higher satisfaction for clients. As I have mentioned above, we have used WEM in CTK Clip project with just 2 engineers at an entry level to complete developing in just 1.5 months. Currently, we're continuing our 4th project with highly satisfied CTK. WEM has been a game changer for Digiformer. It performs agile developing method to overcome obstacles with our limited resources and deliver successful results to our customers in time. WEM also has been our open secret to many successful project results in such a short period of time. As WEM's Korea Master Reseller, Digiformer and WEM will continue to cooperate in various projects with clients for mutual success.
Thanks, Jay. Well, it's unbelievable to hear that 2 people complete the project in 1.5 months, and now in the first project with the CTK. So it's an ongoing project, right?
Yes.
So obviously, WEM is not the only service that you provide, but as far as I know, that Digiformer has a unique company services called Chief Digital Officer Services to the enterprise customers.
Yes.
Could you please tell me about that more? I believe it is huge. It gives huge satisfaction for the customers.
Well, David, as you mentioned, the Chief Digital Officer Service, also known as CDO service, is an hourly based charge consulting service where our experienced executive board of directors visit the small and medium-sized enterprises who can't afford to have CDO to diagnose their IT infrastructure, find problems, and suggest possible solutions. As if they're one of the company's own employees. If the customer feels the necessity for a change, which they usually do, they'll consult for an implementation of SaaS solutions to their system. CTK is one of just many examples. We've brought high satisfaction among our clients' board of directors, as well as employees. In short, it's a service with the catchphrase, "We lend CDO to your company." Honestly, we don't make much money on the service, but it's our CEO's will to change the SME's working environment and culture digitally. So yes, we take great pride in it, as not many companies have the capabilities to provide such service.
Well, it's your now first project. So, can I ask you how much time you've saved by WEM compared to other platform? I mean, that you have experienced previously.
Yeah. You are asking a lot of questions about comparison, but
yeah, of course, yeah.
David, that's really not an easy question to answer. You know, due to my lack of experience, I don't think I'll be able to compare other platforms with WEM. But from our experience through various projects, it is certain that we're able to finish developing process within 2 months on average. Of course, the difficulty of the project should be considered. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm quite certain that WEM is a game changer in regards to the developing period, which would benefit a lot of companies with limited resources. Yeah. Well, okay. I think Ian is nearing the end. How are we looking with this third session?
Of course, yeah, done with this. The project to be implemented today is almost over. We only had one last session. I want to explain it is the same content that you've seen in the previous session. You can set each endpoint to create Oauth 2.0 authorization from the web service tab. And you can also find out how to build a social login to refer to Kakao developer documentation. And please enter the client ID and secret key from the Kakao developer admin screen and set the access token to field where it can be issued. And also you can set scope on Kakao developer screen, so you don't need to set it separately on the scope field. The next progress is creating an HTTP GET request node to set the access token value for the URL and header to where want to send the request. When the request is sent, the response with JSON format received from the Kakao server is used to store the required data using the import node. It is connected to the flowchart that you are saved in the user database that you created previously. So this Kakao user information can now be stored and used in your application. For the last part, let's try to implement the ability to add the product that you want to put into my cart using social login that is developed.
Okay, well, if you joined us somewhere in between, this is actually a showcase of social login with specific examples using Google and Kakao Talk, which is the Korean version of WhatsApp. And we've come down to the last session. That is, as Ian mentioned, is by adding an item to my cart through social login module. In the meantime, I want to talk about the possibilities of WEM as a front-end developing tool. In most cases globally, WEM is applied to provide back-office service with its strength in back-end development. So it might occur to many of the participants, why are these guys developing social login at this webinar? But we're actually here to present new possibilities WEM possesses. WEM not only works great developing back office services, but it's also great on front-end development as well. Example, CTK Clip project I explained throughout this webinar, where the platform was developed with an attractive layout like Pinterest. Yes, WEM can get the job done in front-end development as well. And yes, Digiformer SaaSLab is still on the mission to explore the possibilities WEM is offering. But to be honest, not everything was bed of roses here. There were obstacles. Publishing was one of the issues. But we were able to overcome this obstacle by quickly applying the customer feedback to the process, which is one of the strong points about WEM. Flexibility. Composing related keyword through a searching engine was another difficulty we faced during the project. But it was also solved with the help of WEM's technical partner in India. As they say, no pain, no gain. So despite the difficulties, we're proud to say that WEM is versatile with front-end and back-end development. And that's why we're showing you the social login in this webinar, which is essential in front-end development.
Well, that's excellent to hear that. Well, WEM is compatible, whether it's a front end or back end. And well, you've done the remarkable job here. So now I would like to also understand that Digiformer has its own marketplace, right? So I believe you have a new concept of managed services for the customers. So could you please share with us what those services are?
Well, David, I'm glad you asked, really. I thought you were never going to ask. As a general manager of SaaSLab, our marketplace, I'm proud to introduce it to our participants. It is the first B2B SaaS marketplace in Korea, designated for small and medium enterprises, with 56 pure SaaS solutions currently. It's a total platform for companies to shop the solution at a reasonable price, pay as you go. Of course, you may choose to pay upfront to get a discount if your budget is not so tight. It's mostly comprised of ready-to-use solutions where companies purchase and start applying it to work instantly. Some of the solutions require customization, such as WEM and Salesforce, but really, no worries. Digiformer is here to assist your requirements. Also, we provide chatbot service that could assist our customers within our working hours. E-brochures, demo sessions are provided by simply filling out customers' basic information. In this case, that would be you. So in short, online digital consulting service is provided. Advantage of SaaS solution is that it's accessible anywhere and everywhere, as long as there's an internet connection and a PC or a tablet or even a mobile. It just makes our managed service a lot more convenient and speedy. So most of our developing teams regularly go online, meeting with our clients to figure out their needs and get to the issue fixed ASAP. Result, high satisfaction, more projects, and I guess that's what keeps our business growing. Our UI is another feature that customers will love. Providing the necessary information to help our visitors on deciding to subscribe to the product is our main purpose. so they could get the estimated PO according to their input. Also, we aim to implement purchasing function in the next phase of development, so the customer can find all the SaaS solutions they're looking for, get all the necessary information in order to make a purchase, and actually make a purchase. The true all-in-one marketplace platform. I've mentioned this above, but again, if you joined us in between, and if you're a vendor seeking access to Korea market, or a vendor looking to expand your business, our doors open 24/7. And lastly, we offer exclusive newsletter bi-weekly to provide insights into the industry and further details about our partner solutions. Our subscribers find it quite useful, and they're mostly C-levels in various industries. You're able to subscribe it on our site, SaaSLab.kr, that is www.saaslab.kr. English versions will be provided next year. So yes, our ultimate goal is to help SMEs shop, find detailed information, and purchase SaaS products, making this process a piece of cake. That brings us to our motto, Shop IT. For further information, please visit our website.
Thanks, Jay. That's great to hear that. It seems that your managed service with your chief digital office services or consultation services, together with the your marketplace, that certainly no doubt that your business is going to exponentially grow for this year or even next year. So what is your vision for this year? Where are you going to go? Where do you think Digiformer is going to go?
Our vision this year for Digiformer is to succeed more deals to digitally transform SMEs in Korea, just like any other companies, more business. So the more the better. But we're actually aiming to initiate 5 to 6 more projects. That's totaling up to 10 projects this year. That goes same for the SaaSLab as well. We're trying to recruit 100 vendors on our marketplace, enhance our UI and functions that I've mentioned above to provide that all-in-one experience for our customers. So we're just going to keep on doing what we believe, and hopefully name ourselves as the innovative digital transformer for SMEs in Korea. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think Ian is nearing the end with his developing. So could you run us through what you've been doing in the last session, Ian?
Yeah, thank you, Jay and David, for having me today. Now, I developed everything that I want to implement at this webinar today. Lastly, I tried to log in with the social login function, and I want to put in the product that I want. You can see the function of putting the product in my cart before purchasing it. Now, you have implemented a social login function using Oauth 2.0 technology by the WEM platform. It takes a lot of time to implement the social login functionality in the existing program language, such as Node.js, PHP, JSP, what else? And code is complicated. But it is easy and fast to implement by configuring the web service functionality and various nodes provided by WEM. So now, create your own social commerce type of service and build social login. This is Ian, who is in charge of development and technical explanation today. Thank you.
Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ian. Thank you, Ian. It was incredible. Well, he's sitting right next to me, so I was just looking sideways to give him the congrats look. It's been, it's been working on it, explaining. So it's been quite handful throughout this session. So I personally want to congratulate him as well. Okay, to wrap it up, through 45 possible webinar today, we all saw how WEM can develop a social login module and utilize it in an actual business model. The implication? We can analyze it in 3 aspects: the company, user, and engineer. First, the company. Social login minimizes the risk of handling sensitive customer data, such as ID and password. But the company is able to provide, social login minimizes, the ID and password. But the company is able to provide various services to customers with limited but absolutely necessary information with the consent from the customer. From users' perspective, providing sensitive personal information could be a risk. So social login is a safe method to log in. Moreover, the joining process is convenient compared to the traditional joining process. Last but not least, social login enables engineers to develop rather complicated Oauth 2.0 just by creating a node. Therefore, even an entry-level engineer can develop social login with ease.
Thanks, Jay. That was an excellent show to us to see power of SNS login via WEM in the last 45 minutes. And well, appreciate all the sharing of your ideas and your company details and your visions and so on. And I appreciate Ian that he was demonstrating how he can create, he can show power of SNS. Whether it's local SNS or global SNS, doesn't really matter. It's all compatible. It's very powerful. I agree, and thank you very much.